This is gonna be a funny ass review.
The nerve of people, yo. I don't understand. We just talking about this shit.
I mean, I guess, man. People are saying I'm a diva now. I'm just like, wow. Out of all the insults I've heard in my life, this has got to be the funniest one I've heard in my life.
I never even heard of these people, G.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you all do?
Exactly.
Obviously, y'all need help with your own podcast if you hitting
Right.
niggas up and shit.
Because they're coming off greatness and shit now.
Right. You
Oh, Sam,
coming on
I'm
here
gonna
on
tell the story
greatness.
after the
You
review.
coming on greatness, and then you want to talk shit about people as Madonna and all that. Like, I don't understand that.
Yes, Sam, I'm gonna tell the story after the review and shit.
Crazy. Sam, what's good, Ronnie? Q, smooth. What up?
Yeah, man. I was feeling bad today, but that shit kind of made in my mood a little bit. I had to reread that shit.
Have we gone to their channel? Like, what do they do?
Man, they do these reviews and shit. I saw they
And,
did a
and they got a
review.
whole they got a whole bunch of followers, and they totally off point with their shit. I bet.
Right. Like I said, I've never seen their reviews and stuff, so I just saw they did a Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation.
And they fucked it up.
I mean, I didn't see it, so I'm not gonna say all that. I'm always gonna be fair about this shit, but still,
they're not fucking with us. I already know. I ain't even gotta
right.
watch what they got.
Like, first of all, nigga,
I'm gonna talk my shit. They ain't fucking with us. Fuck that.
Oh, Ronnie, it's Madonna.
Niggas calling Reg Madonna. No, I don't understand that.
You know, I might as well just tell the story now. Fuck it.
Yes.
So this afternoon, I got a comment on the Janet Jackson the discipline review.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called Time to Talk Show. They've been like doing this shit for like 12 years and shit.
12 years on YouTube?
Yeah. And I'm looking through their shit.
I know content creators, whether they were in music or movies or doing fashion, that way better than a podcast that was around 12 years ago. And I've been on YouTube since 2006. Never heard of these cats. Ever.
Right. The only reviews I'm seeing is Madonna and Janet Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And shit like that. So they love them some Madonna and shit. Mm. So they wanted me to do a collaboration. I was like, you know me. I was like, I want to check some of y'all shit out. I'm not just going to say yes to everything and stuff like that. So they want to say, so I said, okay, well, do you have an email I can talk to you? Because I don't like to talk personal business like this on my videos and stuff like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So they said they can only be contacted through Skype. And they said they organized that as a group. Offer is still there. Good luck. So I'm like,
good luck.
Right, like good luck. Like
you came to him. Like
you came to me, motherfucker. And then they said, and I quote, Reg, let's leave it. This is like negotiating with Madonna.
Are they white?
They got to be white.
Yeah. Because not to pull a race card, but black people don't sound like that.
They don't. Yeah, man, I'm just playing all Madonna songs. Like, I'm just...
That we can do a Madonna review in our sleep. That's nothing.
Right.
You know,
nigga, at least
when you look at Needle Drop and you look at Behind the Suit, those culture vultures, people like them, those are not real people for this culture. Exactly. Y'all want to know about Marvin Gaye, and you want to know about cannabis and whoever, you know where to go to. Whether it's Rand's channel or my channel, we do this shit. Look, he got the sex book in his hand.
Who else has?
You know what I'm saying?
And you know me, I was not trying to be I was not trying to be difficult about it. I was just trying to figure out what is your end game.
Exactly. Well, they want you as a guest, obviously. But how do you sit up there and say, "Oh, forget it. This is like negotiating with Madonna"? I don't understand it.
She's like, "Yeah, man. No, they're looking for the next nigga for their shit because they want a nigga like myself."
Exactly.
Up their shit. That's what they're looking for.
You don't use this. Don't make anybody use you to gain a profit unless you've seen that profit in return.
Exactly.
Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? This is what I was talking about the other night. People want to. It's cool to collaborate with people. That's good. I have no problem with that. But you're not gonna use me to gain, your financial status because your shit is not working. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be seeing half of that shit if you're gonna use me on your show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It don't work for people that's in it for the money. It gotta be organic, like how we all came together. It's organic. People don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know Reg
Yeah.
from Adam. You know what I'm saying? Being on another podcast with them, all that will happen by chance. That's all organic. Nobody was in it for no financial gain, yo.
Exactly.
What up, Antoine? Aaron Henry was good.
Shout
Makai,
out to
what's up?
Ashley, by the way.
Ashley was good. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
want
man.
you on their show as a guest, and then they're gonna act all like, oh, well, this is like negotiating with Madonna. Like, I don't understand it.
For real. Negotiate like Madonna. You know, this Madonna
If he
song kind of
Madonna, we gonna play
sucks. I
Madonna.
kind
That's all.
of want to.
You gonna play Madonna. That's all. I'll pull out my Madonna vinyl. You can play Madonna all night.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm down for this.
You know,
But you know me,
I love
I
Madonna
like
anyway.
80s
So
and 90s Madonna.
yeah, 80s, 90s Madonna. I like some 2000
Yeah,
Madonna. Not
we're gonna
everything.
go on. I mean, the album, the Confessions on a Dance Floor, some of that shit was okay.
Go
Alonzo's
Knicks.
asking how you feel about the
My
Knicks.
Knicks is 5-3. We in fifth place, and ESPN still want to hate on us. That's okay because they're gonna have to talk about us at some point. It can't be all about the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? My Knicks is doing good. I don't want to jinx it. I hope they continue to have a good season.
Right. Loki,
We might
I
have to
always
do
love this song.
we might have to do a Madonna discography just because people think in Madonna. A whole discography from the 80s till now, every good and bad album, and just rate every
I'm
one.
down with
We
that.
gotta get into like a full discussion for all of them. Just rate them on like on a scale of like from worst to first. Nah, your Nets just won tonight. They beat the Sixers without crazy ass Kyrie. Without KD. Nets are fine. You know what I'm saying? I need my Knicks to actually get to where Brooklyn is at right now, though. You know.
Your cannabis is watching this shit like, what the?
Okay.
Hey, are you seeing the cannabis album on the screen with you or no?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
You see it?
Okay, bet. I see it now.
We playing Material
So I
Girl
do a
from the
video.
Black Virgin album.
Yes, sir. Yo, remember when Madonna and Tupac used to date?
I'm saying,
You said what?
they act like you Madonna, so we gonna play Madonna shit. That's all.
Right.
You know. I love Madonna. I
Yeah,
grew up
man.
on Madonna, so like if somebody said, "Oh, you acting like Madonna," that's a compliment because I grew up on Madonna music anyway. So
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't feel no type of way. My whole thing is if you hitting somebody up to be a special guest on your show, how you gonna sit up there and get mad because they trying to work out all the details with you and you acting like, oh, this is a chore to even talk to this person.
Exactly.
That's just stupid.
Niggas really think they doing some shit with their life when they send me
If
this
you see
play
me
back.
on any look, I've been on other people's podcasts and stuff. If you see me on anybody's show, just know that I respect those content creators and I'm cool with them and I can talk to them and it's not even like a business thing. It's like I like your content, they like my stuff, and that's what it is. It's never been no, oh, well, you're acting like a diva. We don't want you on our show. I don't get that. The big C. What's the big C?
Cannabis.
Oh, favorite Madonna albums. My favorite three would be Like a Virgin, Bedtime Stories, and True Blue. I think True Blue is underrated.
Low key, man, with True Blue, I respect the album, but I don't know if I really call it underrated because I never really personally liked the album like that.
Well, I mean, underrated meaning, well, not underrated because she was big at that time. I'm just saying, like when it comes to Madonna albums, I don't hear nobody mention True Blue. It's always
Okay.
Ray of Light or Like a Virgin, you know.
Yeah.
So like True Blue had like a lot of her big hits off of it. You know, Open Your Heart and um,
Papa Don't Preach.
Papa Don't Preach. You know what I'm saying? So I always loved that album, and I'm like, even with album discussions, I don't see nobody discussing that album.
Because it's like when it comes to Madonna classic albums, it's like they'll only mention the first two, then
Like
they'll
a
jump
Prayer.
into Like a Prayer.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
I mean, sometimes you'll get a Ray of Light once in a while.
Right.
That's
Ray
only if
Light
it
was
was.
good. Ray Light
Oh
was a
yeah,
good
I
album.
love Ray of Light.
Yeah. That's when
But
she had Lourdes after
mm-hmm.
Lourdes. Yeah.
Low key, and I'm gonna say this one thing before we get into the review. My favorite three albums, and this might be a shock: Bedtime Stories, Erotica, and I'm gonna throw in Ray of Light.
That's what Christian said.
Oh shit, he did say that. Oh wow. God damn. Okay, Christian. Well, I'm ready to start whenever y'all are.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of our hip hop review. Um, the review that nobody wanted, low key. Uh, oh, this is my homeboy Try, by the way.
Yeah, that's what up.
What's up? Then the review that nobody kind of wanted, but you know what? I gotta say what I gotta say about this album. I got to. Cannabis's first album, Can I Bust? Um, this was released in 1998 on Universal Records. Singles. It only came out with like two singles. I mean, yeah, three singles. Second Round Knockout. Um, fucking I Honor You, and Negonometry. Producers include A Kid Called Roots, Cannabis, Clark Kent, who pretty much saved the album in my opinion. Jerry Wonder, Duplessis. Let me turn this down a little bit so I can hear myself.
I think A Kid Called Roots was discovered by Swiss Beats, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh damn, okay.
When he was on Rough Riders.
Oh wow, okay, cool. Jerry Wonder, Duplessis, who was like Wyclef's like collaborator.
Right.
Joe Civilis, LG, Easy Mo Beats' brother, Slam Remy, and Wyclef himself. And guest appearances, Panama PI, very dope underground MC, Jenny Fujita. And if you got the release, you said what?
She's always on the bad albums.
Right. And Usao Andor.
and Free from Wonder Park.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Free. Yes, thank you. Okay, so where do I even begin with Cannabis, man? Like, where do I even begin? Oh wow. So everyone knows him for the beef with LL. I feel like I'm just gonna be flat out say I feel like this album gets slightly overhated. I'm just gonna be flat out and say it. But I'm not gonna say every song on here is perfect. I'm gonna be very honest and blunt with this review. And no, I have not been drinking since I haven't been drinking since 7 p.m. today.
So
So
that's a good.
yeah. Oh yeah. So I kind of say that's a bit too much alcohol for me. But if anything happens, then I might have to take a shot or two. But not no, because I got this bottle like last week, and
Right.
look at this shit now. I mean, I still got my Remy, I still got my tequila, but still.
I haven't been drinking at all, so it's you're always gonna get the honest opinion from me.
Right. Now, if this was an album like kind of like the Black Album, then yeah, I will be drinking. So, but how did you get into cannabis?
Um, how did I get into cannabis? I want to say I'm trying to think. Did the Lost Boys album come out before his album, the second one?
Yes.
Okay, so I heard him on Beast from the East on
Okay.
Love Peace and Happiness with that was a posse cut with Redman was on that, A Plus, Mr. Cheeks, um, and I heard him from that, and then he was doing heard him on this classic collab on LL's 4321. This is the CD single. I don't have the cover, but I kept the single from that terrible phenomenon album. And what happened was I remember listening to Hot 97 when everything went down between him and LL. Apparently LL was angry with Cannabis and wanted him to change his verse on the remix
Yep.
because he mentioned the microphone tattoo LL had on his arm. And
Shit.
yeah, and I remember listening to Hot 97 and he was on, I think LL was on the show, and then Cannabis called in, and then he told him like they had some type of argument on the radio, like
I heard that too.
right, and it was over the he wanted him. First of all, if I'm a new artist, and what I don't care what album it is, I'm not changing no verse because somebody don't like it. If that's the case, then don't have them on the song. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole idea of Cannabis was a rookie at that time, and LL is the GOAT, and he should change his verse because LL don't like it. Why? You know what I'm saying? Make a better verse then. There's many times when people like they do a collab and then you might have to go back and change their verse because you know they heard somebody else's verse on the song and like, yo, that was fire. That's happened many times. I heard Busta Rhymes say that. I heard who else? Fat Joe say that. Many MCs do that, so it's not like a new thing. And
Exactly.
I think it was because well, I don't think when you hear the song, I don't think Kenneth was taking the shot at him.
He
I
wasn't. He
don't.
was
I
giving him
think I
props.
think maybe the mic and everybody got can have a mic on their arm. Like you know, it was more magnified because at the time, remember, LL had his biography on his book that came out, and
Right.
he had like on the cover of it, he's showing the microphone on his arm, so people associated Cannabis verse with that, and I'm like, I don't unless he's calling your name out, I don't see where the diss was, and I guess LL felt was in his feelings about it, and told him to change the verse, and he didn't. So I guess Ella went back and changed his verse and went had Cannabis on that, and that was like the whole hype around this song off of Phenomenon. Phenomenon was a bad album, but that one song caused all this controversy, and then that's when the beef started, and I remember think it was. I can't remember if I heard the song first on the radio or if I saw the video on Rap City. But I remember seeing the video and I think I heard the song first. And hearing the song, I was like, "Yo, this shit is crazy." And he had Mike Tyson on it, crazy ass Mike Tyson, and um the video I saw in Rap City when he finally came out, and they played that song to death. That song was in everybody's rotation on radio without no video, and then when the video finally came out, it was in heavy rotation on the video stations, and it was crazy. It was a crazy time. I remember going to Canal Street in Manhattan and buying the Machiavelli when the Machiavelli bootlegs had gotten leaked to the streets. I remember buying those and seeing a Cannabis mixtape, and it was like with different like freestyles from that he did, and they had the second round knockout song on there because that's the only way you could get the song. Like the album wasn't even finished. Like it was just he had like just this one diss song that everybody was playing, and people was waiting to buy it, and you couldn't get it nowhere. So I found it on a mixtape. Back when we had like the early era of mixtapes, and I played that like over and over again, and I was like, yo, like this is crazy, and everything he was saying on that song is exactly how people felt about LL at that time, and just seeing how the radio stations and the DJs blackballed him in the industry because of that song because they were riding with L. I thought that was bad. I thought it was a bad look. I think a lot of DJs like Funk Master Flex and DJ Red Alert got paid under the table to roll with LL and to try to blackball Cannabis from coming out because of what was going on. But then like the Fugees was already big at that time, so you had Wyclef that was already big as a solo artist at that time. After the breakup and he was Cannabis was under like the refugee camp, and I remember seeing there was a refugee camp concert on MTV, and it was at the Hammerstein Ballroom. I forgot the name of that joint, but they had like the whole refugee camp at that show. Like Wyclef performed, I think John Legend was there, and Cannabis was the surprise guest. And he came from beyond the backstage, and he did the song. I was like, yo, like performing that song on MTV, that shit was crazy. And he was just getting a lot of buzz for that song, and rightfully so. I felt like everything he was saying, I didn't know dude from nowhere, but I felt like everything he was saying was true, and the song was hot. And I'm like, good for Cannabis for going at a legend like LL. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the art of MCing and the art of battling, and people forgot about that over time. You know what I'm saying? Because of what happened with Biggie and Tupac and all that. I think it was great, and when he was expecting a lot with his album, and then when the album dropped and people was listening to it and they didn't like it, he had like a big backlash, and people was blaming Wyclef, and it's Wyclef's fault that his album flopped. And I'm like, well, if you really look at the situation, Wyclef was never no super producer anyway. Like he did, Fuji's first album flopped. He was responsible for that. You look at the second one. The second one he had help. You know what I'm saying? You had Diamond D on that joint. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Wonder was helping him. But I never looked at him like he was some super producer. Like he was okay with the things he was doing. He did his own album. The first one was great. Everything else after Carnival was crap. You look at John Forte album. His shit flopped, and then John Forte went to jail for liquid cocaine that he got caught with at the airport or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they were blaming Wyclef. I'm like, are y'all really surprised though? Wyclef was never no super producer, not in my eyes at least. And you know what I'm saying? So I was like, the album should have been big. We're gonna talk about the album, but that was the backlash that was going on after this song that was put out, and over the years I've seen like on the Beef DVDs about they talked about it, and I still feel like the DJs were being paid under the table. to blackball Cannabis, and it's unfortunate because I felt like his career could have took off, you know, if he had a great album around this song, and I still think he's a dope lyricist. I always felt like that, and you know, he just never had that classic album. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically how I got into him, and you know, followed him throughout his career. Got the second album, uh, 2000 BC, and I know he did like a little super group with Keith Murray, like the Undergods. That was like mid 2000s. So I followed him and what he's done, and I like the dude. I think the dude is one of the best lyricists. You know what I'm saying? And he just never had that classic album. But you know, who was LL Cool J to be, you know, so high and mighty and try to blackball a new artist because you don't like what he said on your song? If that's the case, you supposed to be the GOAT, right? If you the GOAT, then make a better a better verse. You know, make I didn't like, you know what I'm saying? I remember picking up the DMX album, the first DMX album, like for people that don't know, when Def Jam was doing that whole um the Survival of the Fittest tour, and had like special, like the first couple of releases for like DMX first album and Def Squad El Nino. They put like a bonus CD in those copies of the album where
I remember.
you had like the LL Diss song, the Ripper is back, and he was going at Cannabis on that. That was on like the early copies of the DMX album.
I got one too.
Yeah. And I had that. I mean, I listened to it and I'm like, yeah, it was okay. I'm like, I don't think it's still fucking with Second Round Knockout. You know what I'm saying? People were saying, oh, that's better than what. I'm like, nah.
Nah,
Everything you
I
listen
love
to,
LL, but that's not better than second round.
nah, hell no. To me, LL diss songs when he went at Ice T, when he went at Hammer and Kumo D were better than Jack the Ripper. You listen to the Break of Dawn, I was way better than Jack the Ripper. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes. And you listen to I Shot You, that was way better than Jack the Ripper. And I'm like, yo, it was alright. You got a nice little jab in. Cannabis got a knockout blow. You know what I'm saying? And for that, because he was in his feelings about it, he tried to blackball his whole career. And I never rolled with LL when it came to that. I just thought that was whack for him to do. And um I was impressed by what Cannabis did. I felt like he had a lot of moxie, and he really showed like, yo, like I'm not afraid of you. Like I'm gonna go at you, and if you don't like it, then battle me. And he didn't want to battle him because LL knew in his eyes Cannabis would have killed his career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just call it
Oh
what it is.
shit.
LL is a great lyricist, but you can't beat everybody. The same way I felt like Nas beat Jay when it came to Ether, and everybody was dick riding Jay-Z, and I'm like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm telling you, Nas beat Jay-Z. That's just how I felt, and I was promoting for Rockefeller at that time too. But I'm not gonna dick ride him because I was working for the company and shit. I'm like, nah, Ether was way better to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's just how I felt, and that's basically how I got into Cannabis music.
Well, shit, man. That's pretty much like the same story. Because I first heard him when I heard the song 432 1. But instead of just telling the same story like that, how I got into for that song, I'm just going to say like one of my all-time favorite Cannabis songs. Believe it or not, and yeah, I said one of my all-time favorite Cannabis songs and shit was when he did a song from the 200 BC album and stuff like that. I think it was called like 100 Bars and stuff. That was like a hot joint because he like not a lot of MCs were like rapping like that at
Mm.
that time and stuff too, and it was like a new thing. And in my opinion, 2000 BC, that's like the closest we'll ever get from a classic from Cannabis, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mike Club was cool. Rip the Jacket and Mike Club were cool,
I
but
gotta hear those because I see a lot of like collectors post that one up, and I never heard anything after 2000 BC.
yeah, I would just stay away from C2 Hollywood stories, but
Right.
everything after Rip the Jacket, I would also stay away from too, because the beats were just bad.
Okay.
Shit, my ears itching me today. Excuse me. But yeah,
But
man.
but like yo, but like yo, I don't think I've ever seen a demand for this song not even this song, a demand for like a remix track, the way that it was for 4321. I bought this at Target way back, and
Right.
it was sold out. You know what I'm saying? And I've never seen that demand for a remix in my life ever for in any genre. You know what I'm saying? And think about all the like classic remixes we've had: Scenario, Band from TV. You know what I'm saying? All the posse cuts. You know, the symphony, all that. Never have I seen a demand for a collab like 4321 just because of that cannabis verse on there. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
people forget it was like, DMX was on there, Red and Meth, Master P was on that joint. Nobody even talks about Master P on that remix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. I'm like, yo, even now, it's like I've never seen no buzz like that for a collab like that. You know what I'm saying? So like just off of that off of that the 4321 remix and then the diss song, he propelled. He was like already a star without no album. And I can't get mad when people blame Wyclef because Wyclef to me was never no super producer anyway.
He was not.
You know what I'm saying? Lauren didn't use Wyclef. Remember when we discussed the Lauryn Hill album? She didn't. She had it was supposed to be RZA. RZA was supposed to be a part of that album, and I think Primo, and they wasn't they for whatever reason they couldn't make it. But she said no to Wyclef. She didn't want Wyclef a part of that album. Now
His
just think,
album,
if Wyclef was a part of that album, you think Miseducation would have been a classic?
not as big as a classic as it once as it is now.
You know what I'm saying? So that should tell you something. If Lauren didn't even want the dude that she was in the same group with a part of her solo album, what does that tell you? He
Exactly.
was never no great super producer to begin with. You know what I'm saying? He was just an artist that can produce. Like Eminem is an artist that can produce. He's not a super producer. You know what I'm saying? Super producer to me is like Babyface, Teddy Riley, Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? Those are super producers. When people are running to you for your tracks, who the fuck was running to Wyclef for tracks, for beats? It wasn't like John Forte had an option because they were under. Remember, Cannabis and John Forte were under the refugee camp. So Wyclef had first dibs on their albums anyway. That same singer, Jenny Fujita, she never. I don't think she came out with an album. She was under Wyclef. City High was under Wyclef. So they had to use Wyclef. It's different if you're like if you're like a West Side Gun or a Conway, you can go to any producer right now and get a beat from any producer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm like, you're blaming Wyclef, but what is that? That don't say much because he was never no super producer. Cannabis was under Wyclef, so he had to use him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Nah. we gonna definitely dive deep into this shit right here because I feel like it's gonna be an interesting review.
Right.
So, long story short, Cannabis is an MC originally born in Kingston, Jamaica, and whatnot. Um, when he was little, when he was growing up and stuff, he was working for AT&T Corporation. He was working as a data analysis and stuff like that. And so he always had an interest in computers, which kind of explains in this album too, which I'm gonna get into that in a minute.
My mom used to work for AT&T also.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, back in the 80s.
Oh shit! How she like it?
Well, she left and went to New York Telephone, and then New York Telephone turned it to Verizon later on. So she ended up retiring from Verizon.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Shit. So, would you believe his original name was Cannabis Sativa?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because originally he was in part of a duo called the Herels of Extreme Metaphors with this cat named Webb, and they got their first break when Cannabis met Frankie Cutlass through his friend Charlie Sue and stuff like that.
Right.
Who's also working with him after his duo split.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Frankie Cutlass. If you guys know the name Frankie Cutlass and you guys know what the album Politics and Bullshit, not
Classic.
only do you guys have good taste, But yeah, that was really like one of the best hip hop albums, in my opinion, of that period and stuff. And I want to say Hugh Cannabis was on that album too.
I haven't heard that album in years.
Yeah, that came out in '97.
The Spanish, the Puerto Rican dude
Yeah,
with Puerto Rico, and that's the other joint he had with forgot the joint with Fat Joe and
yeah,
Dua. Okay.
yeah. Okay, so Cannabis was not on it, but they did a song together. And but his first appearance on Wax was actually the Music Makes Me High remix. Lost Boy, the
That's
Dog.
the one with the Dog Pound.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. There's a video for that too. There's a remix video for that.
Yeah, I saw the remix video. Yep.
Okay. See the first time I heard him was on the Lost Boys album, the second album. I didn't know that was the first time on him on Wax.
Oh yeah, yep. Because like a lot of people forget about Cannabis, but he was really down with Lost Boys in the early part of his career.
Right.
Like, I know a lot of people want to say, "Oh, he was down with Wyclef," but he did a lot of shit with the Lost Boys
Right.
and stuff too. So
Maybe he should have used their producers.
what? Right, man. Like, can you imagine Cannabis and fucking Mr. Cheeks on a
Right.
rock beat? Man, come
Mhm.
on.
Yep.
But anyway, a boy can dream. So fast forward to 1997. Um, he really got his first big break when he he met with LL Cool J, and LL was doing the whole fucking Phenomenon album, and he did the song 4321 and things of that nature. And so that also featured Method Man, Redman, um,
Master P.
Master. No, he was only on the video remix and shit. DMX. Because I didn't know why they had to add Master P to that video remix. I feel like the song was already good.
Yeah, I felt like he was out of place for that.
Like even his verse was out of place and shit.
But you know what it is?
Mhm.
When Master P, see, we wasn't New York, we wasn't big on No Limit No Limit stuff here. So when he dropped Make Him Say that's when they started playing him more on the radio over here. Because I was like a big kid. I used to see that video all the time, on Rap City and all that. So and then when Cameron used them for the Bout It joint for the Dipset album, that's when we started to like play some of his stuff. But we wasn't big on No Limit up here.
Yeah, no, I know No Limit is like an acquired taste at that time. Now,
Right.
now everybody's trying to like do that No Limit route and stuff.
Right.
Man, crazy.
I remember being in the record store when The Last Don came out, and like they were promoting it, had like the posters everywhere, and I almost did buy Silk the Shock's second album, but I never bought it. I was looking at it, I was like, but I didn't really hear nothing from the album yet, so I was like, do I really want to buy this? You know what I'm saying? So
Sick the
but I
Shock.
thought about it. I thought about buying Silk the Shock's second album.
Hey man, niggas be sleeping on Sick, man. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the whole 4321 drama aside and stuff like that, Cannabis was working on the debut album, but at the same time, that's when a lot of static came because Second Round Knockout came out, which I'm gonna give my thoughts on that. So when this album finally came out, it was critically panned. It only went gold and things of that nature, and then everybody was pretty much just at that point they were just clowning Cannabis.
Right.
It was like motherfucker can have a good beat to save his life. So this is the album cover right here. Album cover was pretty straight. I mean,
I didn't care for it. I just thought it could have been better. It looks photoshopped. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, where's the real album cover? That has to be the bootleg album cover. That can't be the real one.
that's the real album cover.
I mean, I know, but I'm saying at the time when I saw it first time, I'm like, this has to be a mixtape cover. That cannot be the official album cover. Where we see on people want to see his face. We want to see the guy that killed LL's career. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, because LL hasn't been the same musically since then. You know what I'm saying? Like you had one good album since that phenomenon period, which was the GOAT, and that was it. Everything else after that was trash. you know. And I'm looking at this cover. I'm like, is this really the album? I was online. First time I was online, I'm like, is this really the album cover I'm looking at? There has to be a mixtape or something, you know.
It's basic as fuck.
Yeah. And then you end up having like a medallion made out of that logo.
Yeah, man. So this album has about some issues have 13, some issues has 14. But you know
But
what? We're gonna talk about the 13 track.
what's the 14th track?
It's called How Come.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. I heard the 13th track.
So yeah, I'm ready whenever you are, bro.
Yeah.
So we start off with probably one of the most corniest hip hop intros I've ever heard. And this is around the time when the whole Y2K was happening and stuff like that, and everybody wanted to be on technology and stuff like that.
Right.
I didn't like it. And this is where his love for computers came in and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I didn't like the intro.
This reminded me of the Charlie. Wasn't it Charlie Baltimore intro like this too, where she got
Yeah.
online, she was done. It was so generic. It was such a generic intro, and this whole, we're at the end of the '90s, and Y2K is coming, and everybody was freaked out over Y2K, and um, I didn't care for the intro, but the intro is like he's like logging on to I guess America Online at that time, AOL, and he's like hacking. He's hacking some website for some files or whatever, and like his homeboy is like telling him like, nah, we can't do that. You can get in trouble. I just thought it was a generic intro.
Yeah, man, very, very generic intro. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm about to move to my pillow and stuff like that. So that's why.
So
But which leads us into Patriots. I swear this beat reminds me of Madonna. You ever seen that one movie called Evita in
yeah, it's a
96?
Vita. I remember that.
Yeah.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. Remember
Yeah.
that?
That's
That
just
was a decent film. I think didn't she get nominated for Oscar?
yeah, she did. She got
Yeah.
nominated for an Oscar.
That was probably Madonna's best film because Madonna is not no great actress. Like I've seen a lot of her movies that were garbage. Only one I liked her in Dick Tracy as Breathless Mahoney, and Evita was good, but all that other shit, Desperately Seeking Susan and Who's That Girl, I didn't like none of that. But yeah, I remember Evita.
So you didn't like Swept Away?
Which one?
Swept Away.
That was the one where her and her husband directed that, right? Guy Ritchie.
Yep.
I didn't like that. I remember when that came out too. I didn't care for that.
Yeah, everybody loved to trash that movie.
Yeah.
So what you think of the song?
The song was cool. It sounded like there was an accordion type of sample loop going on with it. And Cannabis has this lyrical Navy SEAL team with Free from 106 & Park, and I didn't even at that time I didn't know it was the same Free from 106 & Park. He's rhyming. He's like rhyming with even a record. You might as well have died and went to hell instead of heaven. Because rhyme weapon is like a medieval torture method. Seeing me is like seeing a vampire's reflection. I like those lines. It was a generic beat as well, but it was alright. It wasn't great.
Yeah, kind of a boring way to start the album. Track number 3, Get Retarded. To be honest with you, I actually love this song. It kind of reminds me of this Madonna song, Justify My Love.
Right.
I don't know, it's just like a danceable kind of beat and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Are you comparing all the songs to Madonna tonight or what?
Yeah, I told you I was gonna do that shit. I told you
Okay.
every song is gonna be a Madonna memory. You thought I was playing?
Yeah.
But yeah, but for real though, I feel like Get Retarded is a classic track. Well, it's a personal classic to me.
Right.
I know a lot of fans love this track, especially when they use the Marvin Gaye sample and then you mix it with that Roxanne Shante. Like, I miss when I miss when hip hop sample be like that. You know what I'm saying? When DJ used to scratch and shit. I miss when motherfuckers used to do shit like that, man.
Yeah.
Now everybody wants to have those pitch down voices like they're from the South and shit.
Yeah, this was a dope song. Definitely like the beat, and it had like that Hawaiian melody to it, and he sampled the Marvin Gaye "I Want You" song, and Cannabis saying from the galaxy of Andromeda, I puzzle niggas like crop circles and other unexplained phenomena. Dope lines. I heard this song on a Clue tape before the album came out, so this was dope. I like it.
Shit. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Um, next track, Negronometry. First of all, I hate the fucking name. Um, this was an okay track.
Was it? I thought the fourth track was Second One Knockout.
No, the fourth, according to Wikipedia, is Negronometry.
Okay, so YouTube have the track listing differently.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. To me, the video is what took me. I didn't like the fucking video. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. This is why niggas be getting that Canada. I'm like, this is around the time when he was so into the color silver, and he performed the VMAs and the whole silver. I was like, come on, dude.
I never seen the video for this. I didn't know this was a single. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I didn't know it was a single. I never saw the video for this.
Oh yeah. The video, the video is like it starts out with like this teacher teaching like these like grown ass adults about some shit. And they'll come to talk to you about, I'm gonna teach you some negonometry. And
Right.
Cannabis is like, I kid you not. He's like all in this like silver suit doing some weird ass dancing and shit.
Oh my god.
For real. Like when I tell you will be dead, my nigga, you will be dead.
So the video was cheesy.
For real, it was way too it was way too cheesy, man. I'm like, oh my god, nigga, no.
I like this song though. This song, who produced the song? Was this Easy Mo Beats brother?
Nah, I want to say this song was produced by Jerry Wonder.
I like the beat.
Oh, and yeah, he did produce this too with Jerry Wonder. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was a dope beat, nice hi hats, and it was a real melodic sample they used. And I like the concept. Reminded me of like when Jadakiss was doing the Why song, and like every verse he says, well, why did this happen? And Cannabis did the same thing here, but instead he's saying, well, if you a nigga with a watch that's iced out enough to make the room temperature drop, how long would it take for you to get robbed? And you know what I'm saying? It was like that same type of concept. But I thought it was like a dope song though. I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Now, the moment y'all been waiting for. Second round knockout. One of the top 10 diss tracks of all time, in my opinion. And I feel like Cannabis is the only hip hop artist that a diss track is his signature song.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Yep.
So this song features Mike Tyson of all people. And I'm looking at myself like, why the fuck is Mike Tyson? What did LL do to Mike and shit?
I'll eat your ear off.
I mean, was he mad about when LL dissed him back in Jiggling Baby?
That
like now he look bummy like that bum misgivings, like classic line. But anyway, yes, Cannabis definitely went in. I mean, so many quotables from this track. Do I even have a lot of these you can know from on top of your head?
Yep.
So I'm gonna let the world know the truth. You didn't want me to set in my rhyme, then you load the vocals on the line. That's a bitch move, something that a homo rapper would do. So when you say that you're platinum, you only drop the clues. Like I was like, Jesus. Then I love when he says, because the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th, rest in peace, Christopher Wallace, Biggie. Then he's like from Ice T to Kumo D to Jay Z. And when I was little, I was like, what the fuck did Jay and LL had beef about?
Right.
And I need to do the math because Jay came out in Reasonable Doubt in '96.
Right.
Somebody broke it down because back in the day, and this is why I posted that picture when I did that whole chat that night.
Right.
LL and Jay Z used to battle one another back in the day a lot. And I think one night they were having one of their best battles, and a lot of people say that Jay won that battle. And when Jay dropped his rhyme, I want to say that he walked away or some shit. This from what I heard. I could be wrong on this one, but if anyone knows the full story, put it on the chat. And LL caught some feelings about Jay Z, and mind you, when Jay became president of Def Jam, that also allegedly caught some feeling at that time because they LL didn't like the way how he wasn't promoting a lot of the older Def Jam artists, like Method Man's Tikal prequel, Redman's Red Gone Wild, Ghostface's Fish Scale wasn't promoted that well, in my opinion.
Jay-Z was smart.
Yeah, so it's a long history with Jay and LL, but they have respect for each other. They just don't fuck with each other.
Jay-Z was smart. Why would you promote? LL was dropping shit back then. Why would you waste company? I mean, to me, I'm just like, yo, put that money in Rick Ross and Rihanna. Why are you wasting company money on LL shit? He wasn't dropping nothing good at that time.
Like, I understand Ghostface and Redman even to an extent, but nigga, LL, you haven't. I love LL. Y'all know I love LL Cool J.
Right.
But in my opinion, his last great album was Mr. Smith.
And that was what, 95?
Right.
Exactly.
I have to re-listen to GOAT, but just to let you know, I'm not like the biggest.
I remember GOAT. GOAT, it was the last solid album he had. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't had one since then. Not Definition, 10, all that other crap. Exit 13, all that shit was
Todd Smith.
Todd Smith.
It's hard to control myself.
All of that shit was bad.
That Control Myself song. Oh my god, that was bad.
This man. So we talking about a legend that hasn't had a classic album since '95. Why? If I'm a record executive, why would I spend company money on his albums? Like, now I'm putting that into Rihanna and Jeezy and Ross. Everybody he bought to that label.
Right, Jeezy. Well, you said Jeezy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't know that. But Cannabis was the one that highlighted that. I'm like, oh, that's why they never did nothing together. LL and Jay-Z. It makes sense.
Yeah, man. But all in all, second round knockout, in my opinion, is definitely one of my all-time favorite diss tracks. Like, you had the balls to go after LL. Like, come on.
Exactly.
And I even hate that song too, Zion. I even hate that song too. Oh, just to let y'all know, I'm going to really talk about every LL album post phenomenon. So stay tuned on that.
Love You Better I like, but that album was trash.
This is for my nigga.
I actually got that too.
Oh God, you got that?
I actually got the Love You Better CD single.
Oh wow.
I got like 3 or 4 singles from LL, but it's either a remix or it's because I like the song. The albums I didn't care for though, but definitely a great diss song. Top 3 in my opinion. You got this is a song that Wyclef got right. The sinister bass line and the beat. You got the haunting chants in the background. You got Mike Tyson, my Muhammad Ali of my generation, growing up, on that song and talking his little shit. And Cannabis went after L. I think he destroyed him. You know what I'm saying? And when you got lines like, cause like Common and Cube, I see the bitch in you. I'm gonna make the world see it too, motherfucker. 99% of your fans wear high heels. I'll even have your wifey get on the horn and call Minister Farrakhan. Like, come on, man. Like, that it was done. Like, that was it. That was it. You know what I'm saying? And I think because of that, I think that's why he came out with the GOAT, and he named it the GOAT to remind people of like, yo, like I'm not gonna let no nigga like.
Shit.
I'm the GOAT of shit.
For real. LL, man. LL is just funny, man. Like, but at least even LL said that even Cannabis got him on that battle and shit. I'm just glad they both squashed it. You heard me?
Yeah, my bad. You heard me?
You said what?
Now I was saying I think that's what led to LL naming the next album after Phenomenon the GOAT, because he wanted to remind people that he's still a GOAT. And he wasn't, because I felt like, yo, like, you let a rookie like Cannabis come in and destroy you. That's just how I felt. I'm like, yo, Cannabis destroyed him on that song. And who was the last person LL has battled since Cannabis? I don't even remember.
Um, shit.
He hasn't battled nobody since then, right?
Nah, not that I know. I mean, he had a few lines against Jay Z or some shit, but
And
oh,
it's like,
probably
yo,
I think Jamie Foxx.
oh yeah, well yeah, yeah, any Last Given Sunday. I heard about that fight. Who knows if he won that fight or not? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just felt like he was done, and I had to give Cannabis his props for that, and we already knew that the DJs were being paid to blackball Cannabis. You know what I'm saying? That was a big thing. We already knew about that. Even back then when they were saying, like, DJs were taking payola to play certain records on the air, we knew about that. And I felt like, yo, like, Cannabis won the battle with one song, and he should have capitalized on that.
Exactly.
You know?
All right. So that's what we had to say about second round. Track number 6. What's going on? Um, pretty dope song. This song is pretty much it's talking about how how rap concerts, y'all
Right,
know what concert, how
right,
rap concerts always end in violence when
right.
motherfuckers have like firearms and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool song. I feel like this song kind of reminds me of the Madonna Truth or Dare concert.
Of course it do.
I'm so fucking petty.
Of course it do. Because I thought the same thing, reminded me of a Madonna song.
Right, the Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah, I feel like the beat to me was okay in my opinion. Jerry Wonder and LG definitely did this, and Cannabis was a co-producer too. So
Mm.
yeah, it was an okay track.
I know exactly what Cannabis is talking about when he's talking about gun violence at rap concerts. I was a part of that shit. Unfortunately, being in Harlem at the only free rap concert ever, when we had Mayor Giuliani as mayor for his city, and seeing somebody take out a gun and shoot it in the air and cause a stampede in Harlem, and many little kids get trampled with grown adults, and it's like a heat wave. It's like 98 degrees outside. I was there. I saw Wu-Tang Clan. I saw Biggie. Only time I saw Biggie and Big Pun and Aaliyah all in the same vicinity. You know what I'm saying? And that concert ended in gun violence. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely can relate to this song, and it's unfortunate that we've had, back in the day we had rap concerts like that. That's why, people didn't want to they didn't want to go to a rap concert, because it was all about violence associated with
Right.
going major world tours where it ended in gun violence, and the Beastie Boys and NWA and all that. So I definitely could relate to that, to this song, and I thought it was a serious message that Cannabis did. I thought it was a dope song. I like the beat, I like the bass line. Cannabis saying, often niggas be acting like they marksmen but couldn't hit a stationary object. So now you're gonna hit a moving target, especially if you're an alcoholic. The party was popping until you spoiled it. Dope lines by Cannabis. I think when it came to rap, they had to, like, mix rap artists and put them on other artists, like some R&B artists, neo soul, or some like alternative artists. So, like, a lot of the concerts I went to, like, it wasn't just rap. You might have had like Coolio Warren G on a tour with, you know, R. Kelly or Mary J. Blige, because they had to mix it up. It couldn't just be all a whole rap concert, because a lot of promoters were scared to have a all rap concert in their arena. So I could definitely relate to that song.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Very heavy song right there. Track number 7, I Honor You, featuring Jenny Fajita. Again, another song that was pretty cool. This is basically his Dear Mama, let's be real. You know, because he's just talking about, he's pretty much dedicating it to his mom, but he's going through a perspective of like a sperm cell.
Right.
Again, another concept that has been done better by Nas, in my opinion.
Right.
Because at this time, you didn't really have like songs like that, but it was just like, and that's another thing about this album too. Like Cannabis sometimes tries so hard to be different with some of the topics that he picks.
Yeah.
Like you didn't hear Madonna be different with Papa Don't Preach, did you?
Right.
Shit, that's all I'm saying and shit. So, but yeah, I respect the song and shit. You know, respect it.
I like the concept of Cannabis talking from the perspective of being like a sperm through his mom's fallopian and becoming a baby and being born. But I don't think this song fit him. I think the song would have been better for like John Forte or City High, because you could tell this is all Wyclef. That's all Wyclef with a lot of these songs on this album. That's Wyclef's idea. Like using Jenny Fujita on the chorus and using it has like that TRL vibe to it. And I'm like, this is not for Cannabis. This would be better for like John Forte or, you know, even Wyclef itself probably, you know, would have did better with this song, but it wasn't for Cannabis.
Yeah, this has Wyclef written all over it too, man.
Yeah.
Shit. Which leads us into hepatitis. I don't even know.
Hypnitis or some shit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What is up with these fucking names, man? What the fuck? So the way the intro rap song, I mean, this was a pretty cool song too, because excuse me, he was trying to talk about how certain friends switch up on you and stuff like that. But to me, the beat is like so fucking bland. It's like no life in that fucking beat and stuff like that. I don't know if it's just me.
Right.
And like the intro rapping on that song, it reminded me of when the Force MDs went to Soul Train and was asking about what happened when the tour of Madonna, and they dropped that little freestyle shit. I mean, shout out to the Force MDs and shit.
Yes. Gotta put respect on the Force MDs, yo. It wasn't just singers.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Again, the beat was cool, but it don't fit the song. The chorus don't fit the song. You know, he's like talking about, like in the first verse, he's talking about like, you know, bodies and liars, and I don't feel like the chorus and the beat fit what Kendrick's talking about.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely see your point in that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm having webcam issues at the moment, man. Shit.
We see it. And Madonna, you hear Madonna playing and you having webcam issues.
You saw what?
I said we hear Madonna in the background and we got webcam issues.
Exactly.
If only Madonna was on here.
Right. That's the last thing I need right there. So yeah, then we're gonna get into How We Roll. In my opinion, my favorite track off this album featuring Panama P.I. Like Clark Kent, man. In my opinion, Clark Kent just never does anything wrong.
Right.
In my opinion. And this is one of my favorite Madonna songs off this album too. So Bad Girl. Ooh, okay, but anyway. Yeah, How We Roll pretty much The beat was very, very, very dope. Definitely had that street feel to it. Um, Pen of a Pi definitely did his thing on this track too and stuff like that. With the hook. I love the line where he says, "We savages snatching microphones from amateurs, cause like women who got abortions, I ain't having it." And that's a very, very dope song. And pretty much, I kind of thought that was another line that was aimed at LL because snatching microphones from amateurs, just something I kind of peeped up on and stuff like that. So
Right.
I definitely felt like this song was pretty good. Love this track.
You know, you know what's crazy? Clark
What?
Kent, I believe Clark Kent used the same beat for remember Trey Lee?
Yeah, I heard that name before.
Yeah. When he came out with forgot that song he came out with 96. But he had a song with Biggie called Keep Your Hands High. And it's basically the same beat, but it's more sped up on this album.
Yeah,
You know?
I can picture he slowed it down because you know how big
Yeah.
he is with
It
the
was
flow.
it was cool. It was a cool song. Not one of my favorites. Yeah, Clark Kent definitely is underrated around.
Yeah, you know what? I might just not even show my webcam because like my shit's
Yeah.
fucked. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, Channel Zero.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, another one of probably my second favorite track next to Second Round Knockout. I mean, I'm beginning to see that Clark Kent saved this album and shit in a weird way, but and Cannabis, pretty much Cannabis is political track where he's talking about how the conspiracies and things of that nature. He's talking about conspiracies and how pretty much the government is playing into our hands and stuff like that. And we keep watching CNN, motherfuckers watching CNN and stuff like that. Like how Flavor Flav
Right.
Zero watch Channel Zero, all that bullshit. I
Hmm.
definitely felt like it was a very dope track.
I didn't care for it. I
Oh
did not.
wow, and that's fun. That's interesting. That's all you have to say. You didn't like it.
Yes. Yeah, Jay-Z. Best thank you, Antoine. Jay-Z used the same sample for What More Can I Say? From the last track we was talking about. Yeah, it was Tracy Lee and Jay-Z. That's who I was trying to figure out. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't keep with Channel Zero. Just not one of my favorite songs. I think it was the beat mainly. I didn't really care for the beat.
Yeah, man. And I hear what you're saying and shit.
Right.
God damn it. Okay. Next track is Let's Ride.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this fucking track. I didn't care for the. I mean, the beat sound like a sad attempt to make a sad attempt for a erotica song, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just the beat that was bad, in my opinion. I didn't care for it.
Yeah. It sounded like some G funk.
You said it sound
You
like
feel
some G.
me?
Yeah, you said it sound like some G funk. I guess his camera froze and shit. But yeah, man. Yeah, this album is pretty crazy though. But
It don't fit what he was talking about. Like okay, I like some lyrics. He says like if you John Blaze or you James Flames or you Jack Cremation and I'm Jermaine Propane. No gain, no pain, no gain in this rap game for the fortune and fame. In order to remain, most real MCs adapt to the change or get washed away like tears in the rain. I like that part of the song, but the beat don't fit with what he's rhyming about. So I didn't like I just felt like he could have had another beat for this song.
Yeah, I definitely feel with you. I definitely feel you on that and stuff like that. Which again is
Right.
another problem with this album we have to talk about.
Right.
Um, then we're gonna get into Buckingham Palace.
Yes.
Uh,
You don't like this song album?
it's the beat. It's the beat. Like lyrically, Cannabis does his thing, but it's
Right.
just that beat that is just like it could have been for somebody else.
Right. Now, to me, I heard this song on a Clue mixtape
Yeah, you
back in the
told me.
day before the album got released, and I thought it was a dope song. This should have had a video for it because he had like the lyrics he was saying, like cannabis spitting fire with gasoline for saliva, as drunk as Lady Diana's driver with reporters behind her, alcohol in the hands of her, got you panicking like bombs with 30-second times. And I like the fact that he incorporated different like things about London in the song, like like Buckingham Palace, where Queen lives, in Brixton, and Princess Diana, rest in peace to her.
Right.
And I could have seen like a video where he was on top of like on the London Bridge or on top of the Shard or like the Tower of London, some like the different landmarks in London doing that video. That would have been a dope video for that song. Definitely one of my favorite tracks on here.
For real though, I definitely respect your opinion. I know you mentioned this song a couple of times when we discussed the album over the
Yeah, yeah.
years. So
Yeah, because it was this and it was Second Round Knockout that were like my two favorites on the album.
right, and the last song off this album, well, in some editions, the Rip Rock.
Right, right.
Again, not a big fan. This is around
Mm-hmm.
the time when sometimes rappers used to end off. This is like a weird trend in the late '90s, where how rappers used to end off their
Yeah,
albums with like a rock track and stuff like that. I know Karis One did it with
right,
I Got Next. I know Goody Mob did it with Still Standing, but I actually did like that one for Still Standing though, because that's a very slept on album.
right.
And with this one,
Yeah,
it was weird for this song and stuff like that.
right.
Shit. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't did not like it. Um, I think it was just again. I think it's another Wyclef idea that
It
unfortunately
was.
don't go with cannabis style, and I did just thought it was a bad way to end the album.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. All right. And that's all the songs of this album. Excuse me. Overall, lyrically, I'm just gonna be very upfront. You know, and let me turn off the music. That's enough Madonna for right now. Yeah, I think I made my point. Plus, I don't want to YouTube on my ass and shit. So, lyrically, this album was very good. Production wise, this album fell apart. Cause yeah, with Wyclef being like the main guy behind the board and stuff like that, you know, he basically wanted to make cannabis more accessible to everything and stuff like that. And that's cool. That's cool and all, but at the same time, excuse me, excuse me. But at the same time, it's just like stick to what made him famous in the first place, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Shit. So that's why when it comes to this album, I try to be very fair with it. I really do try to be fair with it because Cannabis is a very good MC. I talk shit about Cannabis a lot on this channel. I do. But if you've seen the freestyle with the table he did with Pun and Most Def and John 14, all
Right.
the niggas, come on, he
Yeah.
was eating them. I mean, X killed it. X and Most Def were my favorite ones from that. We gotta do a reaction video on that shit one day. Try.
That's right. I forgot, and he was on the Clue mixtape, the professional on
Yeah,
Fantastic Four. Right. That whole crop of MCs, Cannabis and Pun and Nori when he went solo, DMX, Most Def. That was like probably like the last greater crop of MCs we had.
right. There's
Like
something.
rookies. I mean,
Right. There's something about the 98 rookie, 97, 98 rookies.
mm,
I don't know what it was, especially because Def Jam was on fire.
right.
Because I would say that was time when Jay-Z was getting popular around that time too.
Mm,
You had X doing his thing, Ja Rule was on the rise that next year
right.
and stuff like that. Whether y'all want to love him or hate him, Ja was that
Ja,
nigga between 99 and
definitely.
2002.
Ja Rule did his thing. I love Ja Rule's music.
Right. Y'all can talk about Ja all you want, but y'all can't tell me. And he's another rapper I talk shit about on this channel. So yeah. Pun coming up with Capital Punishment,
Right.
Black Star,
Yeah, Black Star. Right.
bringing consciousness back to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ooh. What else? Who else? And then even the females too, Lil Kim and Foxy,
Yeah.
doing their thing. Like East Coast, like around late 90s, they were definitely having movement and shit. So yeah, man. So I will give this album 3 mics, just a fair 3 mics
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Would I recommend this album? I would, but don't expect no boom bap. Don't expect no. Don't expect no. Mike Geronimo natural. Just Oh Lord, how can I put this? Just appreciate good rhymes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. I do like some songs on here. Out of the 13, 14 is about 7 that I like. I still feel like it's a shame he didn't blow up with this album because of the DJs and LL Cool J blackballing them in the industry. But he had some bangers on here. What's going on and Get Retarded, Buckingham Palace. Of course, Second Round Knockout. That it's not a whack album, but it's not a classic album. There's some songs that could have been left off, and I blame Wyclef for that. Because I know that's Wyclef's whole idea. When you have songs like I Honor You and Rip Rock, that's all Wyclef. I'm pretty sure Kenny was the one to come up with those songs. And he did it because he was under the refugee camp at that time. So, but skipping those songs, it's still got some bangers. So I'll give it a 3. I prefer the second album. I think with Cannabis 2000 BC, that was way better album. And he didn't even have the only features he had on there was Rakim, and I think Clue did a track on there. I think Gotti did a track on there. Yeah, he was down with a dude named Journalist or something like that. I think he was on that album. But the second album is better than the first one to me. But I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, I definitely hear you on that. And listen, I want to stay on for probably about a good 10 to 15 minutes because I want to at least save some heat for the Jay-Z review Sunday. Because I didn't expect to already be up to an hour. I thought this was just gonna be a little quick review or some shit.
With Cannabis?
But yeah, even though we did review the Cannabis review and stuff like that, I felt like this was one of those reviews that we finally talked about that I felt like we were very fair on,
Right, of course.
Very fair. I'm watching Power right now, the original Power, not the last season where I'm watching Dre's episode where he was about to get murdered.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see that shit. I don't know when he got burned alive. Nigga was like, "Come on, man, stop." I was like, damn, I didn't. It's like this nigga stayed alive for way too fucking long and shit. And he told me he fucking died in prison, burned alive and shit. Spanky was like, "You about to be one toasty nigga."
Yeah, that's his name, Antoine, the journalist, the scientist. He was on the second album.
Oh, how can I forget Norris? Yo, we gotta since we're talking about '98 album, we gotta talk about Norris one
Oh,
day.
definitely.
When I come back,
Sam is asking us to review Capital Punishment.
Yeah, man. I know a lot of people wanted me to talk about Capital Punishment again, but I've thought about reviewing Capital Punishment again, but at the same time, I'm gonna put that on hold until I talk about Yeah Baby because I really want to talk about Yeah Baby first.
Yeah.
And I also do plan on doing a video about why pun needs to get more respect. But with the crazy stuff that's going on in my life at the moment, I'm just like trying to get everything straightened out at the moment because I'm caught up in all my videos,
right,
all my reviews. I decided to push the Flower Boy and the Massacre until after my break because I want those to be I want to be very detailed with that one, especially Massacre. And I didn't forget about, since I finished, I finally dropped the cover for the mixtape. So I finished the mixtape.
yes.
I can finally finish up this beef episode and take a little break and get ready for the next season. Cause Dre and Luke's story definitely needs to be heard and stuff because y'all gonna love this episode. Also, the Luther Vandross breakdown part 1. I'm excited about. I'm just saying every time we do these little R&B review breakdowns, I low key, this is an unpopular opinion, but I kind of like the R&B breakdowns a bit more than the hip hop breakdowns.
Right.
I don't know if it's just me
I feel you.
because with R&B music, soul R&B compared to like the hip hop, it's like with the quality wise, it's not like they'll drop a bad album and all of a sudden they go a downward spiral sometimes. Because sometimes there'll be a good album with a rapper. If they drop a bad album, it's like downhill from there and stuff like that. Like we're gonna see with LL and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But hell, I feel like we get more hyper with the R&B. Like the New Edition breakdown was probably my
that was great.
favorite breakdown off this whole channel.
That was great.
Cause we killed it. We killed it.
Enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like how many parts we did for that? I feel like we did like 3 parts for that.
I thought it was
like we did Beowulf the Vote discography on my channel, and I got like over 600 views, and that was like one of the very first vids I did on Danny Rap, and then we did the New Edition shit. But I thought we did like the solo. Didn't we do like the solo artist stuff too?
Yes, we did do this. Oh yeah, we did.
So we did like 3 different vids on New Edition alone.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like who else would have done stuff like that? So that's why with like the Luther Vandross shit, because I fucking hate Valentine's Day.
Right.
You know what? We mentioned Luther Vandross countless times.
Right.
And I was like, let's talk about the 80s discography. Well, everything up to Power of Love first,
right.
Then the latter albums next.
Right.
We do the latter album like the next week and shit because Luther. Niggas don't talk about Luther like they talk about Luther, but I feel like he deserves more respect.
I agree.
The R&B audience, oh yeah, we cherish Luther. Like we cherish Luther the same way the Mexicans cherish Selena and stuff. You can't disrespect them around them and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sam said, "Can you review the second Capone Noriega album, The Reunion?" Yeah, that's in the works. That's in the works and shit. Cause that's another album I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
We were planning on talking about at one point. Fun fact: Julio tried to stage dive. No one caught him until he got beat up around. I think I heard about that story.
That was recently.
It was years ago. I heard about that story.
Wow.
I was like, damn. Was this like 90s or the 2000s? Because
crazy.
Hold on, I'll be right back because
Yeah.
I gotta get some breakfast.
Better lyricist, Capone Novi. Capone for me.
Niggas don't stage dive. What the fuck?
That's funny. Well, when Cypress Hill do it, nobody robs Be Real when he does it. You know, ODB got me into Luther. That's dope. Yeah, ODB thought he could sing. He was singing off key and shit. It's crazy. What I think about hip hop now, I think well, underground wise is always gonna be good because there's more freedom in the underground compared to the mainstream. Um, I don't know. I just what a 14-year-old listens to now is totally different than what I was listening to when I was 14. So, but I was open to listening to the oldies. I don't think a lot of these kids are listening. They're not open to listening to the old school. You know, most of them ain't. Some of them are, but a lot of them, if they're listening to mumble rap and trap, they don't care about Wu-Tang Clan and Onyx. That's old to them. That's like old niggas. You know? But I grew up on oldies, so it's like I can listen. It was never an issue for me when I was 14 to go back and listen to the SOS band or Cameo because that's what was being played in my house. I don't. A lot of these kids, the oldies ain't being played in their house, so they don't know it.
What y'all talking about?
No, what I think about hip hop now. I'm just saying like the kids now and the kids back then. Like when I was 14, it was different. Like for the 14-year-olds ain't listening to oldies now like how it used to be.
Exactly, because it's like back in the day and shit like that. Sometimes the radio, you go into like one of them old R&B stations.
Right.
I be listening to more than the current hip hop station. Cause I be like, give me all these classics. Like, I can't stand R&B a lot these days.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And even now, like if I was 14 now, they would still be oldies being played in my house. So I would still be listening to the oldies, but I probably would be listening to a Travis Scott as well as listening to Griselda. So I always had that balance. You know what I'm saying? It was always underground and mainstream. I was always had that balance and knew who was out there. But a lot of these kids don't care for the underground artists. They want to hear whatever's popping mainstream.
I agree. This nigga said, Ghost is dead. This nigga was crying like a little bitch.
Yeah. The lyrics is still there. It's just people gotta find it now and you have tools like going on Google and stuff like that and YouTube to find what you want. So that you know what I'm saying? The lyrics is there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like it'll always be a balance. You know what I'm saying? Mainstream will always be there.
Yo, Sam, I'm sorry I butchered your last name, but I agree.
Soul Town. That's what's up. Yeah, production wise is different because I feel like a lot of the new artists that are running to like a Primo and Lost Professor and Pete Rock, they're not putting out their classic material like they used to. So it's like I think they're using them because of their status, but they're not dropping classic shit like they did back in their heyday. So like when you have like Flea Lord do a whole album with Pete Rock, That's dope. But it ain't no, he don't got no, straighten it out or when they reminisce over you on type of songs on that album. Compared to when Pete was working with CL, or even when he was doing stuff with Smith and Wesson, for that Monumental album. So
Well, let me ask you this.
yeah.
Would you rather have a producer who does the same beat all the time, or a producer that changes up every couple of years?
If I was an artist, like I would want Primo on my project and Pete Rock, but I want that vintage. I don't want to just use them because of their legendary status and everybody know who they are. Like I want like a banging track. You know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be memorable. Don't just give me like some 2-minute track and say, here, do whatever with this. I feel like Primo has done that in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like what was the last like classic track that Primo produced? It's been a minute. And same thing with Pete. It's been a minute. Like they're doing stuff with the newer artists, but I don't feel like they're making anything classic with them. They're just using them because of like, oh well, these are the torchbearers. These are the the gatekeepers of boom bap. Let me get on a track with Primo because I grew up listening to Primo and Pete Rock. But I want it to be classic though. And that's for any producer, Large Professor or Teddy Riley, whoever. You know what I'm saying? I don't just want them on my project because of who they are. Like I want like something that's gonna be memorable, like people's gonna talk about. You know what I'm saying? So like yeah, I would use them. I would use them on my project. But as far as like what you mean like new producers you talking about?
Are you talking to me about what a
Yeah,
question?
like when you say like would I rather have a producer that switches it up? What you mean?
Oh no, like I'm just saying, like, what if like when I say like, let's just say a producer. When I'm talking about you want to work with any producer, like Primo or Pete Rock.
Right.
I'm just saying in general. Would you rather have a producer like their sound, you studied their sound and stuff like that, like RZA for instance? Because there's a difference between old RZA and
Yeah.
new
Yeah, I
RZA.
don't want new RZA. If I use RZA on my project, he got to give me an old dusty beat from the '90s. If he still got any left, he had so many floods, he might not have anything left.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
No shade though.
So that would be a question mark. But I would definitely go to Pete, Primo, Alchemist, um, Pharrell. But Pharrell always switches it up. Pharrell definitely. Um, there's some evidence. I think Evidence is an underrated producer. He doesn't get the props he does lyrically. Lyrically, he gets his props, but production wise, he's a dope producer as well. Muggs definitely, because Muggs is definitely still doing it. You know, but again, like I don't want them on the project just because of their name. Like I want to like when I would have to go through like 50 beats for each producer and be like, yo, that's what I want. I want that Pete Rock beat that you had saved over from Mecca and the Soul Brother that CL didn't use. I want that beat, or I want that beat Primo that Guru didn't get a chance to record on for Hard to Earn. And it has to be memorable. I don't just want it just because it was like some leftover. Like it gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like when you make a song, it should be memorable. It shouldn't be an album full of just filler. You know what I'm saying? Some artists where they work, they have like an album and it might be dope when you hear it, but there's nothing memorable on that album.
Because they're so focused on capturing like what's happening at the moment
Right.
that they don't know focus on what's timeless. And that's
Right.
the thing. I don't mind when people want to adapt to today's sound. I really don't mind that, but don't completely abandon the sound that people loved you for or your own
Right.
roots.
Exactly.
Like look at Outkast, for instance.
Hmm.
Every album that they dropped is different and timeless because for one, who was texting me at near this time? For one, they always like are true to their roots and whatnot, and two, they always bring in something that's very different and bringing something that's very different to the table. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Outkast, when you look at Outkast discography, like every album was different. and every song on there was memorable. Just about.
Exactly.
They didn't have like a bunch of album filler. You look at 80 Aliens, every song on there was a standout track. Aquemini, Southern Playlistic, um, Stankonia, like every song meant something. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to do that. I don't want to say it's hard to do that. I think for a lot of the newer artists, it might be harder for them to do that because they're so caught up in the moment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them is like they grew up listening to some of these producers or artists that they collaborate with that they get caught up in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I don't know. I just you know that's why I chose. That's why like I don't really care to discuss newer albums depending on who it is. Like certain artists, but not everything because I'm not about to sit here and lie to motherfuckers and be like, yo, this is a classic when it's not. I'll be like, it's a solid album, but it ain't nothing I'm gonna be playing in 10 years.
And then just say that and
You
one
know
day.
what I mean? A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. They don't want to say that because they want that following and they want. I guess they want the artists to to check out they video or whatever. But I'm not saying I'm not doing all that. So you know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk about the shit I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? You know, 10 years from now, we all still here and YouTube is still a thing, then maybe I'll go back and revisit some of the albums that came out of this era. But I'm not in no rush to do that. And a lot of them just come out with stuff so frequently. It's like they don't even take time for the listener to digest what they put out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not gonna be rushing to discuss your new album that came out today and the next week you got another new album coming out.
Right.
You know, imagine if De La Soul did that. Like they dropped 3 Feet High and Rising this month, and then in February they drop in De La Soul is Dead. We would never be able to debate and discuss which one is better because some one of those albums will get overshadowed by the other one.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? What's the worst CD loss that ever happened to you? I never lost no CDs. I threw away CDs
Yeah,
because
I never lost CD
I
either.
never lost no CDs. I threw away CDs because I end up buying shit like China Doll and PD Forever, and Mace Double Up. I threw away them CDs knowing that I didn't want them again ever, but I never lost any.
Yeah, I never lost CD because I'm always whenever I have a CD, I always put it straight to the lot.
Yeah,
Shit.
I always took care of my stuff though. Like growing up as a collector, like my mom was a collector. She collected vinyl. She collected comics when she was younger. I grew up in that. You know what I'm saying? In that culture, like I've been a collector. You know what I'm saying? So I always took care of my stuff, whether it was growing up with toys or comics or video games, albums, whatever. I always took care of my stuff. I still got my concert tickets from 1992 for every show I went to. You know what I'm saying? So I never lost shit like that. I always took care of my stuff. I'm like a neat freak. Like I don't like a lot of clutter around me. You know what I'm saying? I like to organize shit and have things where they need to be. You know,
Yeah.
especially when you're a collector. Like you gotta be. I've seen collectors where they got their stuff all over the place. I like to be able to find stuff when I'm looking for it. So especially when you're a collector and you got a whole bunch of stuff, you got to be able to organize stuff and put it where they need to be and just be clean. You know.
Right. Shoot, man. Anyway, I'm about to actually end this off for the night because it's about to be an hour and 45. But if you're up in like a couple, I can give you a little call and
Yo,
shit.
when we getting on again on Sunday?
Yeah, Jay Z's Blueprint, dude. That's that last
I
album.
like I like these questions, Makai. Save those questions and ask me on Sunday. But sometimes, like when we get off and I'll be seeing them, I'll be like, shit, I forgot that
Well,
question.
hold on. Well, we can do a little quick. Fuck it, we can do a little quick answer right there, cause.
He said, "Are there any classic albums in the 2010s you can name?"
Oh yeah, oh definitely.
For sure.
Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, 2014 Forest Hills Drive, Vince Staples' Summertime album, Nas's Life is Good. To be honest, I would even throw in, believe it or not, I'll probably say Kanye's Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, shit, West Side Guns, Supreme Blientele. What about you, Try?
Most of those you said the same thing. Action Bronson, Mr. Wonderful, I love that album.
Ooh,
Wale Ambition, love that album.
that's his first one, right?
That's the first one on MMG. The first one was Attention Deficit.
Really?
Yeah,
You call that album classic?
Ambition. Yeah, that's his. To me, that's his best album on MMG. To
Really?
me,
I
yeah.
never heard nobody call that album a classic.
Ambition is Wale. To me, has always been an underrated MC, but he don't him being on MMG is not. It's like it's contradicting who he is as an artist.
I've
Because
always
remember,
felt
like if you used to see him in like the double XL magazines and he used to model for LRG clothing, he's a backpack. That's his crowd is his. I don't want to say backpack, but his that's his audience. And I felt like he sacrificed that audience to go mainstream with MMG, and MMG is not really his image. And I feel like even though he's more popular now, but his music to me doesn't dictate his best stuff. I think his best stuff was before signing for MMG when he came out with the Back to the Future mixtape with Ninth Wonder, when he came out with Attention Deficit, when he came out with the All About Nothing mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Ambition though, I like Ambition. I thought Ambition was solid. It does have that Rick Ross Justice League, sound. But I thought that was a solid album. And when I listened to The Gifted and I listened to his other albums after that, I didn't like them. I just feel like Ambition was a way better album compared to any of those other projects he got out. And I feel like you need to leave MMG, and I've been saying that for years. But that's just me. But I thought Wale Ambition album was dope. Mac Miller, Blue Slide Park, love that album. The Kendrick stuff, the Schoolboy Q stuff, Oxymoron, that was a great album. Um, the Griselda shit. Yeah, there's 2010 stuff that I love. You know what I'm saying? I don't like everything. Not gonna call everything a classic from that decade.
right. Yeah, man. Marvel or DC both on movies and comics. Yeah, wow.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
I guess he's asking which do you prefer, movies or comics?
Oh,
Like,
Marvel. I prefer the Marvel movies and the shows and I read both Marvel and DC comics growing up. So DC, their strong point is the TV shows. The Flash,
yeah,
Stargirl, Black Lightning,
Bat-
Arrow. Huh?
Batman the animated series.
Yes, yes, I forgot about that. But DC strong point is their shows. Their movies they're not there yet, but I think eventually they will get there. But Marvel definitely, when it comes to their movies and shows and the comics, they're number one. Yeah, I listen to Maxi Priest. Definitely a dope reggae artist.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be real with you, man, I'm gonna go with like the DC movies because I have more of a better knowledge on them than Marvel. I like Marvel, but I'm not like the biggest Marvel fan compared to DC.
Right. Do you have like any favorites? Any favorite DC films?
Um, well, the first three Batman movies
Yeah.
and shit, damn. Um, I like that one Superman movie, the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeves in it.
Yeah, classic.
Rest,
Yeah.
rest in peace to him. Um, I'm I might check the first Wonder Woman. I might check that out. The first Wonder Woman movie.
See, I didn't like that one. It was real boring to me. The Wonder Woman 84. I had issues with that, but I like it a little bit better than the first one. I think there was more story to it compared to the first one.
True. And this might be a surprise, but I'm gonna throw in the Joker as
I love Joker. That was a
that might
great.
be my favorite DC movie.
That was a great. I hear a lot of people say that, like a lot of the comic book fans and the movie lovers say that that Joker was their favorite DC film. That was a great film. I love the way that they told the story of how he became Joker, and it wasn't corny. It didn't come off corny or nothing, and it was dope.
Yeah, man. It was actually you actually felt for the joke in a way.
Yeah, you did. In a sick way, you did feel for him.
Shit.
You know.
Yeah, that's when yeah, man, he definitely did his thing on that one and shit. Joaquin Phoenix definitely deserved all the accolades.
Yes.
I mean, when it comes to Marvel and stuff like that, I did like the Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the one that came out in 04, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that the one with Venom? That was the one with Venom.
I think I think so. It's been years since I peeped that. Like I would throw in Black Panther only for the acting. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Of course, the Avengers, of course. I think Tri's video froze.
Yeah, that one was good. That was the one with Topher Grace playing Venom.
Yeah,
that's about Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I also said Black Panther for the acting. The first Avengers movie.
That was good.
Oh yeah,
that was good.
I remember me and my cousin saw the first Avengers movie.
I stood in line. It was like cold opening night. We stood in line in Manhattan, and it was like cold as hell that night to go see the Avengers. And then I went to see Endgame, and there was like grown ass dudes crying when Tony passed away.
Yeah, I remember my friend, my roommate, Justin. Shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling me about the ending was just so emotional because to this day I still haven't seen Endgame to this day.
Oh, you got to see that. If you love Avengers, you're gonna love that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was great.
All right. But yeah, man. I'm gonna answer a few more questions before I'm gonna actually go back up. I know I missed a few questions.
Ronnie asks, better production, discography, Organized Noise, or Trackmasters?
Trackmasters.
Same, definitely love tracks. Organized Noise definitely is great for the Southern, the Dungeon Family sound, for Outkast and Goody Mob and Witch Doctor, Cool Breeze, all of those cats. You know, the stuff they did for TLC and stuff. Definitely a great production team. Check out Soul Town. All right, I'm gonna check it out. It's been years since I listened to radio, man. Like I haven't listened to radio in forever.
Yeah, Ronnie also said favorite song off Paid in Full. Ooh.
Wow.
Damn, I might have to go with Move the Crowd.
That was great. Yes, Move the Crowd, definitely great song. That's a hard one because there's so many like classic joints off of that album.
Exactly.
You
know, this might sound sacrilegious,
mm-hmm.
but as great as their discography was,
right.
And this is gonna sound very sacrilegious, but I've always felt like Paid in Full is that they were so consistently good.
Mm-hmm.
But Paid in Full, in comparison to the other ones, was their weakest one.
Oh wow!
And let me explain. I'm not saying I dislike the album because it's the top 10 hip hop album. Y'all know how much I love Rakim, but I've always felt like lyrically, Rakim got better with each album. Follow the Leader lyrically was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em is my favorite one. Don't Sweat the Technique. That's probably my third favorite album from them.
Right.
I mean, Paid in Full was very good. I love Paid in Full. It was got the impact and everything, but that's why I said consistently they've been better and better.
Right.
Like, come on, they probably have. And y'all, I mean, I love Outkast and stuff like that. I love Outkast, but when people talk about duos, Eric B and Rakim, I would pick them over Outkast.
Really mad at that.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, Eric B didn't really do the production and whatnot. Though he still did something or whatever. He had that blank ass stare. Yo, me and Coogee always used to talk about the nigga stare, that blank ass.
Lord.
And then I finally heard him speak one time in a video interview. This nigga had like the lightest voice. I was like, oh shit. His voice gonna be like all deep and shit.
Oh shit. That was a classic. I Ain't No Joke and Paid in Full and Eric B is President. You know, definitely a classic album. You know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Sorry about that.
It's all good. Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em. That's one of my favorites too. Like Mahogany
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
The Ghetto. Love those joints.
Fucking Step Back. No Omega.
Right.
The production was just so fucking dirty and it was so street. I'm just like, God, like lyrically, Rakim was just getting more versatile with his lyrics like that because I've always felt like the first two albums, it was just like he was trying to amaze us with how lyrical and how he can flow with like a jazz play and stuff like that, but with Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em, I just felt like his artistry was really shining on that album. Even Don't Sweat the Technique too. With fucking the song, I feel like that was like the most political album if you ask me.
I agree.
Yeah, because you had songs like Teach Your Children.
Right.
You had even Casualties of War.
Yes, that was dope.
But then you had a song where Rakim was just showing off like Keep the Beat. He had I'm sorry, I love What's on Your Mind. I love that track. I know a lot of Rakim fans are like, oh, that song where he did that love song. Rakim always made dope love songs. Hell, the love song on fucking 18 Letter was my favorite track off that album.
I didn't really care for that.
What?
I mean, see, when you think of Rakim, you think of like this is the God MC. Like we don't want to sound like he's Drake or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, don't use Rakim and Drake in the same sentence. Nah.
It's just like that would be like listening to like MOP or Onyx. We don't want to hear them do a love song. They're the street niggas. We want to hear them do the street hardcore hip hop.
Hey man.
Unless it's like the way Onyx would do it like Black Vagina Finder. That was dope. But I don't want we don't want to hear MOP doing love songs and shit. It's not them.
So let me ask you, when Mobb Deep had that song Young Love that was supposed to be on Hell on Earth, you didn't care for that?
And you see why it's not released, right?
Okay. Hold on.
They even with Mobb, they like hit it from the back. They were younger, they were teens. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like the One Toe song was okay, but it's like it's not like if I play the Infamy album, it's not a song that I must play on that album.
Man, give me Up North. Give me actually Try for Life over that one, man.
Shit. Yeah, Try for Life, right. You know what I'm saying? Like they can thug it out and still make it dope. Like when you're using 112 is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's not Mobb Deep.
Okay. What about Big Punisher, Punish Me?
I didn't like that. The one with Miss Jones, I didn't care for that. I always skip over that song. Oh. Now when you talk about I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. That's the song I want to hear from Pun.
I like the original.
It is so dope. Like the way he used what's the group? I forgot the name. Huh?
OJs.
The OJs, right, for the first version, and then he used Joe for the remix. That is dope. That's the one I want to hear, not the Punish Me with Miss Jones. I'm like, come on.
Okay. The OJ's verse sample one, that's the version I love. The Joe one, I'm burnt out by that one.
Right,
But you're
right.
not gonna sit here and tell me that Punish Me. Are you
I mean, yeah, it's not. It is. It's certain artists that I don't care to hear them do a love song like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're gonna like make it like really thugged out and hood.
Okay, Cool Keith, Girl, I Want to Touch You.
Man, that was like.
Oh, you're now you're
Keith
bullshit.
is yeah, but he's like a weirdo. It's like I want to hear you with the woman on like planet Mars or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Girl,
I
I
don't want
want
to
to
hear
touch you.
like shit that Mace could do is let Mace do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, a Fall MC, he was good at that stuff.
Oh,
Heavy
okay.
D. Huh?
So you mean to tell me? So hold on. So I mean, I know you. I know you like Father MC. I'm not a Father MC fan, but
Right.
I would rather listen to a love song by Drake than Father MC. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just feel like he was a fake
Oh,
ass Big Daddy Kane. I'm sorry.
oh my lord.
God.
And even Kane, I didn't want to hear Kane do love songs like that. And that's
Not
why his career went down the
me.
tubes because he was infatuated with doing that, being the black Clark Gable and shit.
See with Kane, when he did that shit with Barry White, that was the shit
Oh,
that fucked him over.
oh my God. And that shit was Spinderella. Oh Lord.
Oh my love.
The worst. You
That
know
was
what I'm saying?
okay. That was okay.
The singles he picked, like Groove With You, Groove With It, and Loving You, I didn't like those from Kane. I'm like, this is not, I
Yeah.
want to hear Microphone Kane, Raw Kane, Set It Off. You know, not fucking Very Special. You know what I mean? So it's like, even with Kane, it's like, I didn't like those love songs when Kane did it.
I like Cause I Can Do It Right though. That was okay.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But when Coogee Rap did Hey Mister Mister,
Right. But Coogee Rap, that's Coogee Rap. You ain't doing no love song. You gonna be like smacking bitches up and type shit. You
yo,
understand? That's the Coogee Rap I want to hear. He ain't doing the shit that Kane was doing, yo.
last last night I beat my bitch up.
Yeah,
Like, damn,
you know what I mean? Like Heavy D had a way of doing those songs. Got Me
yeah,
Waiting, classic song. Well, that's Heavy
yeah.
D could do that shit. Not everybody could do what Heavy D was doing. Fall MC, 69, you know, One Night Stand, Affection. That Fall MC could do that. Not everybody could do what Father was doing.
Yeah, you remember when Karis One tried to do a love song? It came out to be 13 and Good.
Oh God. And he got hyped for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what you doing, bro?
God.
You know what I mean? I like Love's Gonna Get You. Like the way that he flipped it, that was dope. But that wasn't like
Yeah.
a love song.
You know what's crazy? At first, I never liked that song at first.
Uh,
It wasn't until like 3 years later, believe it or not, that I actually loved this song. Because
right.
to me, cause when I was little, I admit, when that was like the first song when I was little that was like a smoothed out Karis One. Because I'm used to Sound the Police,
Right.
MC act like they don't know.
Right.
Then when I heard this shit, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like that
Mhm.
beat. I didn't like the beat after like that boom, boom,
Right.
boom. And I mean now I love the song now. You know, now I love it. But at that time I didn't like it.
Right.
And then the call like Love's Gonna Get You.
The love songs wasn't for even with the females like MC Light and Love. Like I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And
God.
people looked at MC Light strange when she did that song. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, now you know we listen to Too Young for What. You know, and she talking about underage boys. I'm like, that's not the song we want to hear out of, like,
Right.
you know.
Hell, I Loki when Jay-Z did Song Cry. That was dope.
Right. Yeah, Song Cry was different for Jay too at that time to do a love song. You know, because this is big pimping. Like we didn't, you know, we wasn't used to, you know, Song Cry. I'm like, what is this? But you in love with Beyonce, all of a sudden you doing Song Cry?
Hell, remember Hawaiian Sophie?
Hawaiian Sophie, oh Lord. You know what I mean? We thought Jay was slipping when he came out with Song Cry. Like, what is this, Jay? You LL Cool J now? Yeah. You know?
Oh, hey, I like that better than Excuse Me, Miss. What's your name?
Overplayed that. Overplayed. And I love the Neptunes. It's just overplayed, yo. I'm like, why is this song overplayed? Why is it everywhere?
Yo, why does nigga always try to be like James Brown? Well, this nigga always trying to sound like some soul singer.
Yeah. You could tell he was influenced by James and Marvin Gaye and Michael.
Okay, it's cool, but I'm influenced by Prince. You don't see me doing oh. You don't see me doing that.
You know,
I'm
that
influenced
song
by
is
Miles Davis. You don't see me doing
man,
heroin.
I don't even like that song. I know we talk about Blueprint 2 on Sunday, but it's like,
Oh shit. Man, it's funny how my camera finally works and his camera is not. You said talking about Blueprint 2 on Sunday?
yeah, I know we talking about that album, but that song was way overplayed, man.
I can get you.
Way overplayed. I'm like, oh my god, like this song is not that great.
It's bar. That's the thing about that fucking album. It was like carbon copies.
Yeah.
A song from Blueprint 1. Like, Excuse Me, Miss was like a pimped out version of Girls, Girls, Girls.
Right.
And you know, I love Girls, Girls. That's
That
the
was-
hip hop love song. I don't care what no
was-
one says.
That was dope. But I felt like Jay was giving like praise to like different type of chicks he met in his lifetime. That wasn't
yeah.
a love song.
But still, the part 2 with Michael Jackson.
Right.
Come on. Only man, him and Michael Jackson. I swear they should have done some more songs.
Oh, the remix he's talking about.
Yeah, the Girls, Girls, Girls part 2.
Yeah, that was dope.
Then the original, he had Slick Rick, Q-Tip,
Yeah.
and Biz Markie all on one song.
Yeah.
And you didn't even have them credited and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Not even in the video. They should have been in the video.
Biz Markie was in the video.
Oh, Biz was in the video?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in years, yo.
Because I think around that time, you know, Slick Rick was going through his legal issues and shit like that, too.
Right. Is the chat dead or what? I ain't seen nobody talking.
That's what I'm saying, yo. I'm staying a little longer for y'all and shit, so we can answer some questions. I mean,
I went to sleep or what?
Well, maybe something happened in Capitol Hill that got everyone's attention. Let me see what's going on in the news and shit. Because let me see.
Hey, we still alive. There's no bombs in it, so.
Right. Let me see what's going on in the news. Maybe something's happening in the news. I feel like Riley. I watched that show my brother calls the news. Okay, nothing's really going on in the news. Kim and Kanye divorce, Capitol Hill. Yeah, nothing really. Yeah, what the fuck? Well, I'm gonna stay on for another 5 minutes then, because I want to actually save the smoke for Jay-Z.
All right.
Another hip hop love song, Renee by the Lost Boys.
That was dope. That was a nice storytelling track.
Yes.
You know.
Hell, Me and My Crazy World. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna go there.
that was dope. That was dope. But then, see, the Lost Boys had a dope way of doing those songs, though. They didn't try to make it sound corny.
They did it.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, love songs are not for everybody, especially when it comes to rap. Like Conway, there's no love song that he have on any of his albums. Really.
Can you picture Westside doing a love song? Hey yo.
Yeah, well, he kind of did it already though. The song, I forgot the name of the song he had with Amani on Fly God 2. But it's like but he talking about like just fucking the chick. It ain't like no lovey-dovey type of shit.
I can just picture.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
like
yo.
with Griselda, I think they would do it the right way. You're not gonna go all "I need love" on you type of shit.
Right.
You know.
Shit. Imagine making a Stallion doing a love song and shit.
No, she got twerk music. That's her love. She trying to get pregnant. That's her love.
Hell, Eminem, Superman.
Oh Lord, that song is all over the place because it was like so. It had like it was like real melodic, but then he's talking. It almost sounded like he was making fun of like the chick when he was like talking.
I know you want me, baby. I want you too.
I know you want me too.
And then motherfucker had his whole shirt open and shit.
Right. They call me Superman. I'm heading rich. I'm like, what the fuck? What is this?
Have the soulful
What am I hearing, yo? You know, it's like with each album, he tried to get more drug ballad. It was the same thing with that.
Hey, this might be controversial, but 97 Bonnie and Clyde is his best love song.
I love that. And it was just like so twisted. It was so twisted, like dumping his baby mama in the trunk of the car. Like, yeah, give all these deadbeat dads a reason to kill their baby mother.
Mm.
You know,
Oh, how can we talk about love songs about LL?
for real. I need love. Yeah.
Around the way,
Oh,
girl.
backseat.
Yes.
Love you better.
Hey.
I
Now,
like Love You Better. I like it. I like it. That's
I
the
feel
only
like
song I like from that 10 album.
shit. Give me Paradise over Love You Better.
Paradise is very nice. Oh my lord. Hush. Remember Hush?
I try to forget it. No, there was this one song he did in the Mr. Smith. It was one love song he did. God damn,
Lounging?
was it Mr. Smith? Hold on.
Lounging?
Yes,
Milky
Lounge.
Cereal?
Yes,
Oh,
Lounge.
Lounging. Okay.
But the Who Do You Love version.
Yep, I got that too.
Mm.
I got to see the single for that shit.
Oh, facts. I need to get the single for that and for the I'm the type of guy just for the Jack the Ripper B side. Oh shit.
Yeah, it has the Summer Love. It's like it wasn't released on Mr. Smith.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that track. Yep.
Uh, Tumbling Dice did it.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
was
only reason why I bought the remix was for the remix with Total.
yeah. Did you ever hear the Double L Cool Down unreleased
No,
album?
I gotta look. Is that on YouTube? I gotta listen to that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah,
I forgot all about that. Yeah, doing it was dope.
Mr. Smith.
Yes, doing it was dope. Strong J from Jewels, that was dope. But see, they made it dope though. They didn't make it sound. OC didn't make that song sound corny. You know, LL Cool J did it. He did doing it, and that's one of his biggest hits ever. That was a dope song. You know,
Shit. Oh, I saw somebody say OC Strong J. Oh,
yeah.
now y'all live in the chat when I said like on 5 minutes.
I didn't see them before.
Um, Nas made a few love songs too.
Yeah, but I don't like you owe me. I don't like you owe me.
I
No.
said I said a love song, not a pimp
Oh,
song.
you don't consider you owe me a love song?
Hell no.
What is that? What was that? What would that be?
I told you that's a pimp song.
Oh, pimp song. Okay.
That's when Nas was trying to be in his Iceberg Slim shit, but he ended up looking like a damn fool. I'm sorry.
Escobar season.
Now, Black Girl Lost.
That was dope.
Yes.
That was dope. Undying Love was that like a love song?
Yeah, I would slide. I would let that slide.
Nas didn't really do too many love songs like that though. Oh, he got
Yes, he did.
what's that song? Remember the Times off of Street Disciple. That
What?
was right before Bridging the Gap on that album. So Remember the Times was like that's when he was with Khalees and he was like reminiscing over the different chicks he had that he
Oh,
was screwing in like different rooms and shit. Yeah, Remember the Times. That was like a love song.
Stay off. Life is good.
Right. They
Oh, Slick Rick. Yeah, he had Young Love. Ooh, you mean Teenage Love?
right, Teenage Love, yeah.
I love that beat though.
That was dope.
And the Bomb Squad made that fucking beat.
Yep.
Ooh, man. I can't picture Public Enemy doing a love song.
Hell no.
Hey, yo,
I would check these
sister.
out. Check. They love was going at it with the cops and the government. That was they love song. You know, by the time I get back to Arizona and shit, they didn't love songs wasn't their thing.
Hey, yo, sister. I love your
Yeah,
that.
you know what I'm saying? And they had Sister Soldier down with them. And they still didn't do no love song.
Just picture Flavor Flav said, "You my favorite queen."
Oh my lord. Boy, they would have been done. That would have
Yo,
been it for them.
NWA. Can you picture NWA doing a love song?
They were nasty with it though. One Less Bitch.
Yes.
They were nasty with it. I couldn't see them doing what LL was doing.
Just don't bite it.
Right. Yeah, they were nasty with it. That's how I would expect them to do it. Like they're gonna do a hood love song.
Ooh, she swallowed it.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Oh, speaking of that, Just Ice. This girl is a slut.
Definitely. See?
Ooh.
What's his name? AMG. Bitch better have my money. You know what I mean? He ain't doing no love songs, yo. Ice Cube got any love songs? What I don't remember any love songs from him.
Giving up the nappy dugout.
Oh, got right. Give it up.
Oh shit.
What you say on It Was a Good Day?
Cave bitch.
Right. Cave bitch, right. You talking about getting with the white chicks and all that?
Ooh.
Got a beat from Kim and she could fuck all night.
West Side Connection. Do you like criminals?
Right.
Exactly. Do you like Negroes?
Exactly. NWA, I'd rather fuck you, right? Let's say, yeah, Ghost, but Ghost made it dope though. Like when he did Cam A and Never Be the Same Again, like he made those songs dope.
Hell, Raekwon Wisdom Bozzy.
Yes, Wisdom Body, he killed that joint.
Old Dirty Bastard, Sweet Sugar Pie. Ooh.
ODB was just funny, man. I didn't take him seriously. He was just like so hilarious.
I don't care what nobody says. When Sweet Sugar Pie comes on, I'm jamming. Everyone say I hate this song. I'm like, nigga, it's Old Dirty Bastard.
Right.
At least it's not crisscross. At least I'm not a hater.
There you go. They didn't do love songs like that.
Wait, they didn't? I could have sworn they did it on the third album.
A love song? I don't remember no love song from them.
Probably fell in love with a girl who wore her dress backwards or something. Oh, Master P had the worst love song. I'm sorry. I remember that one song he had. He was trying to sound like Tupac and shit.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
See, Ghost through like a whole R&B album, but it make it dope. It didn't sound corny at all. Ghost Dini, like not too many people could do a Ghost Dini album.
Hell, I'm not gonna front. Rhapsody got some good love songs too.
Yeah, Rhapsody did that thing. She was dope.
Does Dr. Dre have any love songs?
Hell no, bitches ain't shit.
Now you know that was about Eazy-E.
And right before the skit, he's like screwing the chick in the skit right before that song started.
You mean the doctor's office? Yeah,
the doctor's office, right? That was his love thing. That's all he did. Tanqueray and bitches.
Ho Hopper,
right? Unreleased.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know. I mean, I love that song. But I was like, now I know why it's unreleased and shit.
Yeah, they had a way of doing like it wasn't like a love song, but it was like a love for the women. But they had a way of doing it. Like before Snoop dropped Beautiful, he had like a way of it was just all about the hoes or whatever.
Right. Hell, even Common, I like his love song.
Oh God, Common went crazy with those though. Like after the light, he's like he kept going back to the well and like, let me do this song. Let me do this. You know what I mean?
As much as I love Electric Circus, I don't like the song with Mary J. Blige that Come Close where he's having those fucking signs.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
What is this?
He's wearing like fucking what kind of head he had on his head? Like this shit looked like it was crochet. What the hell was that? He was dressing weird back then.
I'm telling you, that's the power of Erica. I love Erica Badu and shit. That's the power.
She need to be an X-Man. Ain't no woman can't have that much pussy power over a man like that.
You should be Bow Wow.
Bow Wow.
Got you out of my system.
Oh, no. We already know about Bow Wow.
Shorty like mine.
Oh Lord, terrible. That's when he was dating Ciara.
No, that was when he was dating that little girl from that Run's daughter, Angela.
Oh, Angela. That's right. She was in the video.
I mean, they cute, but they be kind of aggressive with that shit sometimes. Like, they got that strong New York aggressiveness.
Mm-hmm. Angela, yeah, she looked like she would beat a nigga's ass. She have her father's accent, like that B-boy accent. Yeah.
Who you talking to?
Yep. And she sounded like that when she was young on Run South. She sounded like that.
Yo, you know how niggas from New York, you be trying to get their attention and shit. You just try to get their attention. Niggas be like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, that's how she do.
Oh shit, man. Bro, Lil Wayne's love songs be the funniest shit. I'm sorry, but How to Love. What the fuck is How to Love? Is that how to love? I gotta steal your heart. They didn't even say how to love.
Oh my
And then
god.
I remember when that song first came out, all these girls was crying like, oh my! I was like, this is not even a love song. What the fuck is this? He doesn't even know how to love.
He probably was high when he made that song.
He said,
And
how to love.
prostitution slang. He making a love song for a video hole like Superhead. He was that much in love with her.
Hell, I heard Coogee Rap did Hey Mr. Mister for Superhit.
Yeah, I believe it. Well, he have a kid with her though. I don't know about Weezy. Cool G Rap actually have a kid with Superhead.
Man, yeah, probably has kids. We don't even know about it at this
Yep.
point.
Black Rob, Jasmine. I don't remember that one.
Yo, I was just thinking we have to talk about that Black Rob. I have to listen to that Black Rob and shit, yo.
It's been a minute.
I actually want to talk about some good Bad Boy albums around that period.
Is there more than one
Yeah.
other than G Dep and Black Rob? I mean, Loon album. I don't know how people feel about that that one.
Faithfully by Faith Evans.
Yes, that was great. I love that album. But I thought you just meant the hip hop ones.
Not bad, but I'm talking about the whole
Oh,
label.
Bad Boy Joe? Yeah. Faith album. That's one of my favorite Faith albums.
Shit. Mrs. Stevie J, excuse me.
Oh man, that don't even sound right. What is he thinking?
Oh Lord. Oh Jesus.
Biggie rolling in his grave.
Man, Biggie can't roll in that fucking grave. I'm sorry.
He trying to roll in his grave.
Stop. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
We say this out of love. We make fun of this
I'm
like
sorry, babe.
time and shit.
Don't come haunt me tonight.
Shit. I'm gonna say a few more rappers who did love songs. Who else?
Drake got to be at the top of the list.
Drake. The
What do
thing
you call
about
himself?
Drake.
Certified Lover Boy. That's him.
The thing about Drake. The thing I don't like about his love song is he makes himself look weak for the female. I hate when niggas make themselves look weak for the female and shit.
Right. Wu-Tang Forever. How do you make a love song off of a Wu-Tang Forever title?
That's why I
How does
expected
that
that to beat his ass.
How does that work? Why didn't he get stomped out by Wu-Tang for using that title? I don't get that.
Right, but they were so quick to get that joke. But
And then they try to do the remix. I'm like, you know that shit ain't gonna work. A remix with Wu-Tang and Drake? No.
didn't they use the "It's Yours" song?
He sampled that. But they were supposed to do the remix with them, but they shit never came out.
I'm glad.
Like cause y'all know that shit would never work. They probably would have lost all their fans behind that.
Then watch them say Wu-Tang is forever.
Right. I'm like, who from the clan was gonna do that remix with Drake? Was it not Raekwon? Raekwon wasn't doing that. Who you get, Master Killer? He wasn't doing that shit.
I can see Ghost, but Ghost will probably make everything dope.
Yeah. That's about it. Then it ain't really the clan, it's just Ghost and Drake.
Ooh, Compton's Most Wanted
Mm.
had some love songs on Hood Rat.
Hood Rat. That was dope though. I like that. Chicken Head. I like Chicken Head by Project Pat.
Ooh, nigga. Okay.
That was dope.
3 6 Mafia with porno movie.
Right. But they made it nasty though, you know what? And it had like a dope beat behind it. It wasn't no Hey Lover, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, they did take the Lady in My Life sample too. There you go.
Yep. You know what I mean?
Low-key,
how's it going down? That was dope, you know what I'm saying? And what these bitches want from a nigga.
How's it going down? That's top 3 love songs in hip hop.
Yes, I love that. Shorty was the bomb. What album that was from?
How's it going down?
Shorty was the bomb. Which one that was from?
Who did that song? Shorty was the bomb. DMX. I never
don't-
heard that. I never heard that song. Shorty was the
I
bomb.
don't remember that. Is that from Great Depression? I don't have that album.
Let me look. I think that's probably from Grand Champ though, because if it's from Grand Champ,
Grand Champ. I got Grand Champ, but I haven't played it in years though.
Oh yeah, that is on Great Depression.
Oh, it is okay. Oh, it is
I
a
gotta
good.
listen to that. Oh,
That's the only one I don't have. I don't got Great Depression.
yo, that's his most underrated album.
Yeah.
Too.
That was dope. That was a dope album.
His last good album.
Yeah, I,
Snoop Dogg has some love songs.
he had a lot now. But I don't even want to say that. I mean, he had beautiful. But I'm trying to think of like another love song on that level from Snoop. I don't think he didn't make too many.
Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
But that was like that was hood Snoop. You know what I'm saying? That was hood Snoop. You know, even like Peaches and Cream was dope. But I don't know if you put it on beautiful level though.
G's up, hoes down.
But he wasn't lovey dovey on those songs though. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't lovey dovey on those songs.
Okay,
Like
okay.
beautiful was like his love song. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You know,
Let me think.
that's that shit with R. Kelly.
I wouldn't call that a love. That was more like a club song.
Okay.
Yeah. That one song he did with the no, that was LL Cool J baby song. Gangsta Grills or something.
Know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but
Yeah, like beautiful is like really like his true love song.
yeah, and again, Pharrell doing his little. Well, that was one of the few songs he actually done his thing on. So
Right.
yeah, but I'm actually gonna end it off for the night. This has been real and shit like that. Lasted longer than expected, but you know what? Fuck it.
Mhm.
Cannabis, can I bust? And oh, I gotta hear that State Property song. Do you want me?
That was dope.
Yeah. This Sunday is gonna be Jay Z's Blueprint 2, so stay tuned on that. Hope y'all have a good night.
Peace.